Hey you guys, how's it going? Good to see you guys. Hope you guys are hanging in there. Um, there's a lot of emotions that's coming up right now. First of all, actually, I want to acknowledge, I want to say thank you to my client Ty who sent me this Yeti. I've been wanting a Yeti for a long time, and he sent it to me as a gift. So thank you so much. And I actually got two microphones as a gift in the last month. So I'm actually taking that as a sign from the universe that I get to be louder with my voice and louder with my message. So today I hop on here and I'm dressed very intentionally in black because today I mourn. I've been mourning the last couple days. I'm sure you guys are feeling into this. There's a lot of heaviness in my heart. And I just want to share something that's been coming up for you and why I'm wearing black and what I'm really, really mourning. First of all, I want to mourn Mr. George Floyd and his wrongful death. I'm mourning the loss of a family member for his family. I'm mourning of the innocents that died, of our children and our younger kids, that whether they saw it in person. I saw that the person who actually recorded that video that's been going viral, she's 17 years old. Her innocence died that day. And all the children who watched that video. Today I mourn the illusion that America has freedom and equality. I'm mourning the illusion that racism is almost dead. I am mourning the trust that we had in our cops and the authority figures. I'm mourning the illusion that we're safe at times. I'm mourning the freedom that we used to have, the curfews that are being put on because of the looters and just, this environment of fear. I'm mourning the illusion that when people are given freedom, that people will always do the right thing and not steal or destroy. In that way, I'm mourning my own piece of innocence right now too. But I'm also mourning the past. I'm mourning of the past and celebrating the possibility that is available for us. I'm mourning of these ways of being that will never be okay again. We got to make sure that this doesn't happen. I'm mourning of the past versions of ourselves that must die so that the new ways of being, the new level of empathy, new level of compassion, new level of love, new level of respect that we have for every person in the world can emerge, really. I'm mourning of the old world so that the new world can emerge. There's been a lot of destruction happening, and I think this is a point where we get to mourn and we get to grieve, but we get to also know that we're clearing the slate for a new way of being to actually emerge. I'm mourning the idea that we have to blame and hate to eliminate blame and hate. I'm letting go of the idea that we're going to eliminate violence by more violence. I don't think that's the case. So, what I'm about to say is probably going to trigger some people, and it's, unless you're listening to my intention, that I really, really invite you to listen to, and unless you're listening to my heart through these words, know that I'm coming from a place of love so that it doesn't get misinterpreted. I really, really invite you guys to listen to this, which is, first of all, I want to state that I think the criminals, the cops, who's clearly disobeyed the law, violated the laws of not only our government, but like human laws, just like civil rights laws, like they get to have the punishment. They get to have whatever it takes for them to know the consequences. And putting them in jail, I believe, is like taking the tumor out of someone who's sick, who has cancer, and not treating the lifestyle, not treating the stress in their body, not treating like the root cause of what's happening. So what I invite you guys to do today, and this is something that's probably hard to accept at first, unless you really sit with it, which is to forgive. And I'm not saying what the cops did is right or wrong. It's absolutely wrong, in my opinion. It hurts me to just even think about it. And though, hating on the people who are hurt, so they go out and hurt people, the bullies of the world, and just hating on them more is not going to fix the problem. So I invite you guys to just sit with that idea of forgiveness, not to forget, not to say, not make a change, because we have to. This can't go on. But like, what would it look like if we actually started a conversation with people who are quote unquote bullies, who are just horrible, evil people in the world? Like, I've been hearing, oh, there's just evil in the world. And I want to believe that every single human is born an angel and born of love. And no one was born as a bully. No one was born as a murderer. No one was born as a killer. And I believe that everyone is born with a blank slate and with so much love. So, what I am inviting you guys to think about is like, what would it look like if we turn this around and not give so much energy to hating more, but to just sit with the reality of what's going on, knowing that this horrible thing is coming from hurt people, and that we get to really look at the cause, really look at the stress that we're experiencing as a collective and say, like, how can we actually treat that? And so for you guys, if it is hard, and I totally understand, I know, like, and trust me, I'm not present to the anger or the hurt, but if it's too much right now to like say I forgive that cop or those cops, try this idea on. Find someone to forgive and just try to forgive somebody. Doesn't even matter who. Maybe it's just yourself. Maybe it's yourself. And one thing that we get to like remember is that, and time, it's so easy to say like everyone's a mirror when things are going well, and like, oh, people around me are amazing, so I must be amazing. But like, if we get to be honest with ourselves and saying like, they are also, everything that's happened in the last week or couple days even is actually a mirror of us too. And that freaking sucks to admit, but like, where have we been showing up as a looter? Where have we been taking and not giving? Where have we been showing up as the bully? Where have we been discriminated? Like, really looking at all the sides, knowing that everything that we notice about the world is somewhat of a mirror to us. And of course, we might not be doing any of those things as to that intensity, but like, where are we being a part of that problem because we're not speaking up? And like really having that honest talk with ourselves so that we can start to really recognize what's going on, and then we get to actually start to forgive ourselves, forgive the people we need to, so we let go of this like collective anger and frustration that we hold as a collective. Because unless we do that, this is going to happen again. If we remove the tumor, we put him in jail. I know some people are asking that he gets death sentence, all these crazy things. And I get it, and I get the anger. And, and that's gonna be taken care of. I know that in the right way. But, like, what can we do to, like, really eliminate that deep-rooted anger that we have as a society? And where can we start to, like, really forgive ourselves and other people even more? And maybe this is just an opportunity for you to forgive, like, someone in your own life. Maybe your mother, maybe your father, maybe your siblings, maybe your friends, maybe someone who you've made wrong. And like, what would it look like for us to actually lean in with more love? And like, I believe that's really the path and like what we got to do so that we can actually lean into the actual change, not just removing the tumor, but like really going deep and like getting rid of that root of like whatever this is coming from. And so, you know, when I believe that, I believe that when we heal ourselves, when we really focus on healing ourselves, it is healing the world. And, you know, I also have this theory, and I mean, I don't know. I feel like we've kind of been suppressed right now, right, with the coronavirus and everything. So, you know, this anger is showing up even more loudly. And I get it, and I get it, and I get it, and I get it. And so we just get to notice that. Like, notice the intensity of anger, which obviously is because of what's happening, and the intensity that's really been elevated also because of this frustration and the anger that we've already been holding. So what I'm asking for, and you know, two things is, one is to really lead with love right now, even if it's again, like in your daily life. It doesn't even have to be anything to do with like what's happened with Mr. George Floyd and all of that, but like just really noticing like, where am I not showing up with love, like, and being super honest with it. And number two is to be angry but peacefully. Like, let's not add more violence and anger to the world. Like, we're destroying a lot of things. And you know, and I know that's not all the protesters and everything, so I'm not like speaking to everybody, but like, let's really lean in with love. Let's lean in with peace. Like, let's do something that we've never done before, which is like not react in more anger. And this is, you know, if we think about like the collective right now, the society right now, this is where like the collective emotional intelligence can actually kick in and say, instead of burning things down, instead of being angry, instead of being rude to other people, like, let's really say, how can I understand you better? Every single person of every race, of every occupation, of everyone who's done wrong and good, and everyone in between, knowing that in the beginning of it all, we were good. We were good, and I want to believe that. And so leaning in with curiosity right now can really, I think, be the thing that we've not done. So, I don't know if you guys agree with this. I don't know if this is, you know, being received in the way that I intended, which is, again, you know, I'm not promoting that these people don't get whatever they need to get in this earthly world, so that the consequences are clear and the rules are clear and the laws are clear and their actions have consequences. But to really change the deeper narrative and say, like, we don't have to react in more anger. So, whew, I hope that was received in the way that I intended, because that was hard. It was a lot of, I've been sitting with this and like really trying to understand like how to articulate this. And it wasn't perfect by any means, but I do want to say that I think this gets to be a time that we get to take our own responsibility, do some reflecting of our own, and really like own up to how we've contributed by showing up or not showing up or whatever. So, yeah, I'm looking at some of these messages here. Thank you guys. So, I want to end this real quick with a quick prayer. And you can do this for yourself. You can do this for someone that you want to forgive, that you've been holding resentment for. You can do this for anyone that's been involved in any of these George Floyd incidents. But the intention here is just to like sit in this idea of forgiveness and love, so that we can actually start to change the narrative. So, if you're listening, I invite you to close your eyes. Take a deep inhale in and exhale everything out. Another deep inhale in and exhale everything out. Another deep inhale in and exhale everything out. Place your hands on your heart. And you can keep your eyes open or closed, but think of somebody that you get to forgive right now, even more. And that could be yourself. That could be someone in your life. That could be someone who just cut you off this morning, or that could be whatever. And just repeat after me. And this is for your peace. This is for nobody but you. This is for healing you, letting go of resentment for yourself so that you can actually start to show up with more love in this world, because right now we really need more love in this world. Repeat after me. And this is the Ho'oponopono prayer from Hawaii. And this is for healing of your soul. Think of that person that you get to forgive today. And maybe this is yourself. Then maybe think of yourself with your mind's eye. Or if it's somebody else, think of them. And repeat after me. I love you because you're human and no other reason. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And thank you. Let's do it again. I love you because you're human. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And thank you. One more time. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And thank you. And notice that beating of your heart. I'm just really thankful to be alive with all of you guys today, to be in this cohort, to be co-creating. And we are all here right now, happening, doing life for a reason together in the same era with all the craziness too. So let's make a difference by really showing up differently, whatever that means to you. Even if it's like 1 degree different today, like let's try it and show up with a little bit more love and see how that starts to change the world collectively. Because I really do believe in the possibility that there is a world where we get to have love. And that stands for L, laughter, oneness, O for oneness, B for vulnerability, and ease. And that's my vision for the world. So I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for joining. I am super curious to know how that landed for you, and I'm open for a conversation. So let me know what you guys think. I'm just really curious to think, first of all, how you guys are doing during this time and what you need and how that landed for you. So love you guys. Have a beautiful day. Bye, y'all.